Welcome. Yes, you, being you, can change into a totally different person. In fact, I'm brand new right now. In every moment, you are a new person. Speaking of which, I have a very interesting thing to show. A fruit and vegetable cemetery, otherwise known as the refrigerator. So here we have the refrigerator. It is a crazy place where the fruits and vegetables have gone to die or rot as they start to go bad immediately. And the unfortunate part about this is that you start to make things as a vegetarian or vegan based on what you've got in here that's going bad quickly. Like, for instance, the bananas or those tomatoes. Yikes! Or this watermelon or the brown bananas. Life starts to revolve around fruits and vegetables expiration dates. So part of the trick is trying to figure out how to make a smoothie of what won't make it until tomorrow. It's a strategy. You know, you need something that's a little tasty, a little savory, a little nutritious, and then you need something that's like, you know, got some substance to it and maybe some sweetness to it. So you're like, okay, are the grapes going? The grapes going. Are the grapes going? Put them in the smoothie. Yeah, all kinds of interesting things. You start to think like nutritious wise, like, this coconut water would really go good in there. Yeah, so today's drink was killer awesome, and it didn't have any coconut in it, but yet it tasted like it did, and it was the lime. Good secret ingredient. Yeah, so you have to keep yourself very interested if you're going to do a whole vegetarian kind of thing, or even a vegan kind of thing, all raw fruits and vegetables. Starts to get, well, a challenge. It gets to be challenging. All right, still reading from The Story of a Soul. It's almost Betty Bye. Sounds like every time she turned around, she's crying about something. Jeez. But she turned her attention finally to heaven and had recourse to the 4 little angels who had gone on ahead. And they never had to bear the scruples. And so I thought they would be sure to take pity on the poor sister, still suffering on the way. I used to talk to them with all the simplicity of a child, reminding them that I was the baby of the family, the one upon whom our parents and sisters showed most love and tenderness, and that they would surely have done the same if they had stayed on earth. I could not see why they should forget all about me just because they'd gone to heaven. On the contrary, they could delve into divine treasures and could easily prove that one could still love up there by getting me some peace. I did not have long to wait for their answer. Soon peace filled my soul, and I knew that I was loved. Not only by those on earth, but by those in heaven too. For that moment, my love for my little brothers and sisters in heaven grew deeper. I loved to talk to them about the miseries of exile and to tell them how much I longed to join them in our eternal home. Chapter 5, Christmas, Grace, and After. Should you go to bed? Should I read a little more? Well, I was kind of thinking about a couple of different things. Like, you know, when someone passes away, like, can you still talk to them? Looks like from the afterlife of Billy Fingers and my own grandmother that you can. Yeah, it's like they're on another frequency, another channel. They're just sitting right next to you. It's just they're not in the channel where you can see them. But you could see them. I mean, if you were like a friend of mine who actually did see her and described her quite vividly. And at first I was remembering her as she was when she was younger. You know, it's funny, you get stuck with a certain image about somebody in your mind. And even though, like, maybe at the very bitter end, they kind of change into someone else, you know, when someone says light hair, I always just tend to think of blonde hair. Blonde, not white. When he said very light hair, I was like, nah, can't be talking about her. She used to dye her hair brown. And she used to curl it, but it was straight. So when he said straight blonde, no, he said straight, very light hair, it didn't even dawn on me that he was talking about her or that he could see her. Until, of course, the very odd thing when he made all of the cuts of the angles that my mother had done, yeah, on her last haircut close to the very end there. That's pretty wild. But I remember still asking for her for signs. And I remember when I got them, I was really kind of shucking up. Probably should have talked to her and like started to write a book. And then it'd be the afterlife of my grandma instead of Billy Fingers. But you should read that book. I think it's really great. It just frees you up. You know, you don't have to think about death or to fear it. You know, it's just like, oh yeah, another dimension. No big deal. And actually, you're freed of all your pain and all your misery and all that stuff that we are tormented by here on planet Earth, on the blue marble. So, yeah. Anyway, it's all good. In the end, it's all good. In the end, we figure out why. In the end, actually, there's just, I mean, the end of leaving here. There's no end. There's a moment that you get to review everything and check it out and enjoy it and be able to see what other people saw and thought of you and be able to see, like, even the secret stuff. It's kind of fun. It's something good to look forward to. And then, yeah, all judgment leaves. So you don't have to judge your life anymore or other people's lives or anything. It just becomes, it is what it is. How joyful is that? I mean, what can't we actually achieve that now? Wouldn't that be fun? Like, we could have heaven now. I mean, bring it on. Oh, man. All right, there you go. On those positive notes, pleasant dreams. And, I don't know, try being a vegan. It's fun. You can come back. It's not like you cross the line and you can't come back. Pleasant dreams. Love you. Kiss, kiss.